I believe most of the students have joined. I will take I'll take 1 minute to just brief, and then maybe we can start. Good evening, everyone. I am Mustafa Shit from the Alumni Association governing body. We are conducting this event under the Advanced Initiative to provide guidance to students who will be preparing for the interview for the ISRO job. This will be the batch of students who will be facing such an interview. And for that, we have organized this session and got Dinesh Bajaj and Supantha Sen, who had excelled in the ICRB interviews that they gave. Manohar from the governing body has been coordinating. I will pass on the floor to him for his opening remarks, and then maybe Pavan from the placement cell can say a few words, and then we can start. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhaiya. Welcome all students and fellow alumni representatives and speakers, especially speakers who have come forward to deliver this their interview preparation about ICRB. And as Bhaiya mentioned, till up to this point of year, all IIST candidates, graduated candidates, were inducted into ISRO based on their CGPA and vacancies available. But from this year onwards, students will have to face an ISRO panel interview from which they'll be picked up and then placed into ISRO. So this being the first time, the experiences from already those candidates who have excelled and cracked ICRB interview will guide the students and will definitely help them to plan and how to crack for the interview. Special thanks for the speakers for being available and it's a good response that we have got from students. I hope student represent Pavan, you can take over.
Hi everyone. Hi sir. Hi sir. It is a good opportunity for us to learn from you how we will crack the interviews. Actually, this is the first time we are going for an interview other than colleges. Also, we are never experienced an interview. So I think we will get more exposure to it. Also, we have our friends, my friends, our juniors and M.Tech people also join in this. I hope they will get a good experience. I thank you for coming forward and helping us in this. Especially thank you for the speakers and Alumni Association. Thank you.
Right. Dinesh and Supantha, you may start now. I just request that you can inform the students if they should hold their questions till the end or if they can interrupt you in between and ask the questions. So whatever is feasible for you, you can inform that and then you can start. Thank you.
Hello. Supantha, can you go ahead with the initial talk? I'll follow.
Yeah, sure, I will go. I don't have any presentation. I will just tell.
Yeah.
And students, I can request is if it is a more interactive kind of session, it will be helpful because interviews it's not like something learning or something like it is not like cracking an exam or something. So whatever doubts you have, you just you can tell. I will brief you a little bit, then we'll go for like interactive mode only. That will be better. Good afternoon everyone. So I am Supantha Sen. I am working at URSC Bangalore. So I have done my masters from IIST Bangalore in electronic systems engineering. So after that I was working in analog devices for around 1 year. After that I joined here. Actually I wanted to join ISRO after B.Tech only, but that time I didn't got the opportunity. Then advertisement came when I was just at the M.Tech, but due to COVID it got delayed. So finally when I was at my job, I got this offer, and then finally interview was there, and then I joined here. So like after B.Tech also I have given many interviews like BRC interview also I have said, and all PSUs almost I have given interviews. So what is my experience of interview is generally speaking, interviews mostly some 60% it will be on luck based, and some 40% it depends on you. And interview is not something which it is not a exam. So exam you can read and then you can go you can learn the concepts and then you can practice the questions and then solve in the exam. But interview is not like that. Interview needs your intuition. Like if somebody asks you some questions, it is not that you have studied the last night before the interview and you will be able to speak. It is not like that. If you have real intuition of that subject, then only you will be able to answer in the panel. Otherwise nothing will come into your back of your mind, like what to speak. You will be totally you will be numb only. So ISRO interview speaking, it will for ICRB candidates, it is just around 20-25 minutes mostly it will last. And in interviews it will be some 8 to 9 members or more than that also may be there, because in my time it was like we have to go to a center and then some online panel was there. So from that center we have to attend it. Maybe Dinesh can also tell, because he joined prior to me. He might have offline interview. So that time what was the situation, I am not much aware. But whatever is the situation, people, some panel members will be there. In that, one chairman will be there, and initially, based on the subjects or based on whatever you tell, based on that questions will be going one after the another, and who is the subject expert, they will ask you the questions. So ISRO interview, I will compare with the BRC interview. BRC it will full like a design level interview it will be, but ISRO interview for ICRB it is not like that. For ICRB it is they will just assess what are your skills and you are capable of learning something or not, or you can say your urge to learn things is there or not, that only they will verify. So in my interview, I was doing job, so it was driven little bit towards that job. And also, and M.Tech also, they asked left and right many questions they asked from M.Tech level also. And it was little challenging for me, because B.Tech things, after M.Tech I had forgotten many of the concepts of B.Tech, which was not my specialization. So that I had to read when I was attending, before attending the interview. So so it will be mostly ICRB I have seen is that from previous experience also and my experience also, 90% of the time or 95% of the time they will ask you what is your what subjects you have studied, or what is your favorite subjects, like that. So 3-4 subjects you can tell as your favorite subject. So it can be two cases, they are asking you the favorite subject, or second case is they are not asking you the favorite subject and asking. So if they are asking, you have little margin, but if they are asking you favorite subject and you are telling some favorite subject, like from electronics, I can say you are telling analog electronics, control electronics or something, and then they will ask you questions on that subject only mostly. So if you are not able to answer, then it will be a little bit challenging. And in interviews, ISRO being very senior people will be there at the panel, so you can't fool around. So it is not like that you can bluff something. You are not knowing the real answer, but you are making up the answer, so that they will be able to understand. So if you are not knowing a question, but if you are trying, that is a different case. That is good, they will also help you. But if you are not knowing the answer, but you are bluffing, then it is mostly they will reject only. They will understand what you are doing. So it is not easy to fool those persons. So and basically what I will say is, In ISRO interview, what I have seen, they will ask mostly, they will start with very basics, like very simple questions they will ask. Like some definitions also they can ask, like simple definition, what is a stable system, what is an unstable system, like this also they will ask questions, what is a radar. So, and then questions can go deep also, like many deeper level questions also can be there. So they can send you in board also, like there will be a board where you can write, so they can ask you to explain the concepts in the board and all. And in interview, one thing is that you should drive the interview, not the interviewer. So like what answers you are giving, like say somebody has asked you the question like what is oscillator, okay, then in the answer of that questions you are telling something different, like some other things you have told, like ring oscillator or something you have told. So that is the point, like you are like they will ask you the next question based on what you have answered. So if you are using some fancy terms in your answers, then those terms questions can come more. So that is one like you should keep in mind, answer it in a simple manner, very easily, so that next question comes and you are prepared for the next answer. Like it is not that you are stuck somewhere. And be like open, means if you are don't knowing the answer, you tell that I don't know, or they will like they will assist you also, because in my interview only I remember from control system they have asked some questions. So after that they asked me, do you know this ZE criteria? So I told no ma'am, I am not knowing. So after that they asked a different question, like in digital domain or in Z transform, how will you tell a system is stable or not stable? So I told that unity circle concept and all. Then they themselves only laughed and told that this is only ZE criteria. So then that full form I was not knowing, so that's why I was not knowing. So it is not like that if you don't know that is a bad thing. It will be like helpful also, like that's why don't fool around. If you are not knowing, you tell you don't know, or otherwise what you can do is you can just like tell whatever you know, they will help you. It is not like that they won't help you. So and one after another questions might come, like my M.Tech project was in FMCW radar. So initially they asked me the question, what is radar? This kind of simple question was there. And after that, after 1-2 question, it go on in a deeper level, like how will you measure range with a FMCW radar and how it is different from normal radar. This kind of questions came. And then how will you measure velocity of through a FMCW radar? That kind of question also came. And at the last it came like how will you measure the velocity resolution from FMCW radar? So I was not knowing at that time how we measure, because in our project we have used till a range only. We have not measured velocity also through the radar. So I told clearly that I don't know. Then they were also okay. Then finally okay, I was selected. So that kind of thing is there. Interview, like you have to answer these questions in a, like you can't take much time. You just, they are telling what is radar, you answer the whatever comes to your mind, you answer. Then they will go to next question, you answer it. If you stop for some time, they will go for next questions thinking that you don't know or you are not responding like that. Somebody will tell some things I have also heard, like somebody suggested me don't go to board. Like they will ask some questions. If you people say that in ICRB interview, if you once you go to board, they will ask every question. They will ask to do it on the board. So that is true only, I will say, because once I have gone to board, I was standing only the full interview after that. So, but it is not like that you fully avoid the board. You can because they asked me some question that how will you measure the range from radar. So for that I had to draw that phase difference diagram. So I had to go to board, and after that all the questions they were asking you, you explain this, what is stable. Like next when control system came, They asked me what is a stable system, what is an unstable system. Then I answered, and after that they were asking further details. How are you telling that it is an unstable system? Then it was helpful for me also, because I draw the Bode plot and the phase diagram, and then I was able to explain clearly. So it is not like that you have to avoid something. And third thing is like this projects and all, be prepared like anything, because see, mostly they will start with some point. So what project you have done, this is the most common thing that they will be starting, and they will be asking some of the questions from the project. So if you are answering all the questions from the project, it is a like very like it is a plus point for you, and they won't deviate much also. It may happen that your full interview went in the project only. That also can happen. It is not that it is not like that. And my best suggestion will be like prepare some of the subjects and be thorough with it. Like 2 to 3 subjects you take, you be thorough with it. And another thing is like from electronics point of view, I can say mechanical point of view, this Dinesh will tell you more, because like say you are telling communication as your favorite subject. So but communication, like inside that analog communication, digital communication, everything will be there. So you don't explain that, like don't limit yourself to only analog communication. Be prepared with digital communication also. So and ISRO, because you are all from IIST, I think you are mostly aware. So ISRO, what are the things they are working on, because the satellite communication and all, they are like because see, communication like modulation scheme, mostly analog communication won't happen now practically. So in satellite communication we are using PSK only. So most of the questions you like prepare in mind that from PSK only questions will come. So they will ask you what is QPSK, what is BPSK, how is QPSK advantageous than BPSK, how is 8PSK is more advantageous, how will you reduce the bit error rate and all these things. So these things will be more focused. So generally while preparing for GATE or something, you will focus mainly on the questions whichever is coming. But this PSK, and I can tell you more things also, like some this microwave amplifiers are also there that generally we won't study, like magnetron, then klystron is there, but they may ask some questions because still some systems they are using those things. So this is one thing that has to be like in your mind, that what ISRO is working on. So they will ask most of the questions for that only, like power amplifiers. If I say class A, class B, then they won't ask. They will go after class D and class K amplifiers, because mostly we'll be using those only. So practical implementation wise, it will be more suitable. So that you have to focus on from the beginning, like what is the practical application of this. And as I told that interview preparation is not something like you will study something and you will write in the exam. It is not like that. You have to build up that intuition, otherwise answers won't come. So you you solve question is one thing, you prepare the concepts, and you think of the problems like practically, because in interview it is not like that you have to answer fully, like 50% also you can answer. Like if they ask you what is radar, even if you don't know the exact definition of radar, but you know what is the working principle of radar, you can explain that. So but there is some issue is there, like you don't fool around, you just explain the concept. If you are able to explain it, even if you don't know the exact terms of the definition, it is not like mugging up, then also it is fine, they will be happy. So I think Dinesh can also tell his views and like how we want to go, like because now if you ask some questions, then it will be better, like that answering those questions will be more, we will go in deep if required. So that is from my side, I can tell. If something more is there, I will speak.
So shall I go ahead with my side of information? and then we can have a Q&A session.
Yeah, that will be better.
Is it okay,
you go ahead.
Yes. Okay, bro.
So, good evening, Manohar.
Just sorry to interrupt you, Bhaiya.
Yeah.
This is Manohar. Just to start with, most of the students, apart from electronics background, we have students from aerospace and couple of M.Tech students from specialized domains of aerospace.
Okay.
So I would like to notify this point. So not purely from core mechanical.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind. I will address that also. So,
yes,
good evening, one and all. Good evening, and thanks for having me here. And as you said, most of them are from aerospace background. So, to inform you, when the interview panel happens for ICRB, that is Centralized Recruitment Board for ISRO, it happens only under the purview of mechanical. Okay, they may have aerospace experts also sitting inside, but when it comes out, it's mostly core mechanical. And when you go for the interview, will have a feel of they are asking you from your background only. Whether it is mechanical aerospace, doesn't matter. To see your credentials, your degree, and then starting you. Okay. On this note, myself, I'm Dinesh, and I have been working in ISRO for the past 7 years in the semi-cryogenic engine development. So I joined ISRO. The scenario was very different. You had to crack and written test. Then you had to go for an interview for B.Tech level. For M.Tech level, it was direct interview. And for me, approximately 35,000 people attempted the written test. Out of that, 800 got selected for the interview. Only 99 from it got selected, in which I was the 7th rank. And based on that, I've collected a lot of data as well as previous interviews for helping those juniors who are attempting via ICRB, who are attempting by written or through IIST. So at the end of the session, I will also tell you how to get those previous questions from mechanical background. Okay. So on this note, I'll just tell you what is the basic pattern of the interview. So first of all, let me tell you, interview is not a selection process. It's a rejection process. Why I'm calling it a rejection process? Because 95 or 90% of the people be rejected in an interview. Okay, this is the truth. If you see the data, like I told you, 35,000, then 800, then only 99. Maximum people are getting rejected. For what? Okay, because this is a filtration process to reject the people they don't want to recruit. Whether it's a private or a government interview, this is the criteria. They'll set a few criteria, like conceptual criteria, presentation criteria. Okay. For ISRO, it's mostly technical criteria. Okay. If you're able to battle the technical questions, you are in. Okay. So as you go for the interview, okay, few days before the interview, there will be a biodata form to be filled. Okay. I'm just telling you the chronology. I don't know for IIST it is still there, but for ICRB written candidates, you have to fill a biodata form where you are filling all your details, your credentials, if you have a reference or you have a project done and you have some good credentials, some certificates, you have to put in the biodata and you have to submit so that they know who is the candidate they are interviewing. Okay, so that is the first step when you try to go. Then second is when you prepare for the interview, you have to, they call you for the centers. Mostly for you people, I think in VSSC only. But earlier it was in SAC, then in Bangalore, in SHAR, everywhere it was there. So you have to go to the center and give the interview. Then as you go for the interview, first of all, the room is filled with 8 to 10 panelists. In that, one deputy director or AD level person will be sitting and he will be chairing that. And there will be some 8 to 10 panels, which will have some professors, some experts from the industry as well as mostly from ISRO. Okay. So with that, what will happen is, once you go inside, you will be sitting on a chair and they'll start asking you basic questions. Okay, very basic. Nothing, no rocket science question at first. And this interview may last for 25 to 30 minutes. Okay. If you are doing something extremely long, then only you will get out before that. Okay. Else 20-25 minutes minimum, it should go on. Okay. Now, once you are inside the interview, what you will see is there is a board, there is a marker pen, and these people are sitting there in person. Okay, in COVID times it was online and stuff, but when I got recruited, it was in person. People were actually sitting there, and they, from the first question itself, they asked me to go and draw on the board. So I have this opinion that drawing on the board gives a lot of clarity of what you're trying to say. And people who are not able to speak fluently in front of seniors can actually draw on the board and show them, so that it gives you a bit of an extra edge to express yourself. Okay. Some people may not be good in English, or some people may be only speaking in some of the native language. And, there is a deficiency of speaking also. You will know the concept in your head, but it is not coming out. But if you are going and drawing something, that gives you an extra, upper edge. That is what I believe in. And that is the format of the interview, either oral or answering over the board. Okay. Then, as Supantha was saying, it's not an interview that you want to learn for a day and then attend. Okay. Your interview preparation should start from third or fourth year itself. Now, fourth year, if you are starting your fourth year now, it's better to start now. Why? Because the interview will be consisting of your project, okay, the subjects related to your project, as well as the subject that you have learned in all these 4 years. So, when you give a written exam now for ICRB, actually all the subjects gets revised, and that is asked in the exam. So all the formulas are new to the candidate who is writing an exam. Okay, this is the fundamental difference that is going to come now. You will be actually concentrating on your CGPA for this semester, but don't forget that in the interview they're going to ask you everything that you have learned from the start. So the first point that all of you should note is start revising the subjects. Okay, and there's a pattern for revising. You don't need to mug up anything. Okay, what is the pattern for revising? I'll tell you. The graphical graphs, diagrams, assumptions, theorems. These are the data points, I can say, which your questions will be surrounded around. Okay. Your questions will be like, for example, if you know what type of fluids are there, thixoscopic, pseudoplastic, Bingham plastic fluid, there is a graph in fluid mechanics which actually tells you all the shear stress on these fluids. There is a beautiful graph, isn't it? So this graph gives a beautiful information about all the fluids. Okay, so try to learn such kind of small details which is giving a lot of information, graphs, and also some important equations like Bernoulli's equation. How did it land up in Bernoulli's equation? Okay, and how it came from. It is a derivation of Euler equation. Okay, how did this fellow come? So these equations, assumptions for the equation. Okay, as well as the graphs, diagrams, and important formulas. What is the flow through a laminar plate, in a pipe, all those things. Heat transfer through a slab, all those things. So this basic questions will be asked at first. That do you know this? Do you know that? They will ask you. Okay. So the way to study, you should know, is first you have to revise all the subject. That is number one. The way to revise is not that you're mugging up theory. Theory you will know. You have to know the formulas and how to apply it. Okay. So that is one point I'll tell you. Second is your project. Whatever project you do, the subjects that you put into your project, you should be able to clearly define what you have done in your project. Okay, very clear. Okay, then let's start. Now, whatever questions they are asking you, I'll just give you an example. For me, what they asked is, okay, they told me, come on, Dinesh, you draw a heat transfer through a simple slab. Okay, so I just draw a rectangle, one T1, T2, and then some resistance in between, isn't it? Now they told me, now you put an internal heat generation inside. Then I put an internal heat generation, the profile changes, isn't it? Then they started asking me if this particular slab is turned into a spherical wall or a cylindrical wall, what will happen? So what they are basically doing is they're trying to know whether I am able to see the variable concepts in the same, heat transfer equation, whether I am able to do the variable concepts and I am able to understand the difference. Same thing happened for my beam related question in the same interview. Okay, they asked me to draw a simple beam. Then they asked me to put a roller support at one end. Then they asked me to fix it at one end. Then they asked me to fix at both the ends. In all the cases, they asked me to solve the beam, SFD, BMD, and all the reactions. Okay, the initial three are easy, but when you go for the fixed condition, okay, you people will understand. When you go for the fixed condition, what happens is, number of unknowns are more, it becomes a complicated system. So they will ask you how to solve it. So then I told very clearly, sir, we have to solve like this. So they got convinced. Okay. So that is the type of questions you are going to face. And everything I was doing on the board only. I was drawing and showing them, do like this, I will do like this. Okay. And whenever I was showing confidence, they were not asking me further. Okay. They were like, okay, go ahead. So confidence is also one thing we should maintain throughout. Even if you don't know the second step, at the first step, you tell with full confidence. Okay. Look in the eye and speak to the people. Okay. Don't think that you're a junior person, so you cannot look in the senior person eye and speak. Okay. You should be very professional. Now you have to be in a, you're going to a professional organization. Okay. So be in a mood to be trained for that. Okay. So my like suggestion for you is, from today onwards, you start practicing explaining things to people on a piece of paper. Write and explain. Maybe in front of a mirror, you can, practice. Write and explain that I have understood this and this is the concept. Okay. That makes you remember also. And the next time anybody is asking, you will be able to write on the board and tell you. That is how I prepared for. Then one more point is, they are actually looking for a person. Let's see, all of you will have, suppose, very good CGPA. So all of you have concepts. But how well are you able to put the concepts on paper or able to explain it? Okay. That is one thing which they are looking for. Again, the same thing only. Suppose, for example, the concept is buoyancy. Okay. So some person will write some Archimedes principle and just leave it. They don't want that. They have that in textbook. Okay. What they want you to tell is that there is some, for example, a balloon is there, helium gas is inside. If you put that balloon in a heavier environment like water, it will tend to float. Why it will tend to float? Because there is some water displaced. So the water displaced in so and so. There is an upward force, there is a downward force. This is the way they are asking you to explain. Okay, the basic things which are actually small steps into the concept. Okay, they basically see that only, whether this fellow is clear or he has mugged up something. Okay, and what they will try to do, they will try to change the equation a bit, or they will try to put some new variable in the equation, like I told you earlier also. For example, what is MC delta T? They'll ask you. For example, what is the heat input or whatever? Then delta T, if it increases, what happens? Okay, or in radiation, what is a formula? Okay, sigma T to the power 4. Why is T to the power 4 important? Whether I will increase by 10 degrees Celsius, what is the ratio increase in heat transfer? So here you see MCP delta T, if you increase by 10 degrees, there will be not much difference. But if you increase T to the power 4 by 10 degrees, it will be a big shoot, isn't it? So this is one thing which I learned, that they will try to play with the equations, or they will try to make small modifications and then see whether you are able to respond to that. Okay. So that is one thing I'll tell you. And then mistakes is inevitable. We are all humans. I also made a mistake. When they asked me a particular graph, I think it was Soderbergh's or Gerber's parabola in machine design, where you have to design for infinite life. Okay. So what I did is I draw the axis as the y-axis, and the y-axis I drew as the x-axis. Okay. That gave an impression to them that I don't know anything. They asked me whether I really know the concept. I told, sir, I know the concept. So what they told me is, no, you have done something wrong, please correct it. So, sir, I told that I don't think so that I have made a mistake, but I'll check. Then I saw that this render I have made. Then I told them, sir, I have actually switched the x-axis to y to x. They told, okay, we know that you have made a mistake. We don't be nervous. Just correct it. So I did it. Okay. So in this scenario where they are helping, I understood that small mistakes will happen with each candidate, but you don't have to panic. You have to just take the hints. They will be giving you hints. Okay. So just take the hints. And if you don't know the concept, please don't argue with them. So these are old people. They have traveled a lot and they are sitting there from so many days, from morning till evening. So don't argue with these people. Okay, they are telling you no, it's not correct, so not correct. Don't bluff also. If you don't know, sir, I don't recall right now. I cannot explain right now. I'm not able to recall. Okay, and you have to be patient. Okay, patiently listen, because see, for example, I went to Space Application Center on I think it was 23rd of December 2017 or 2016, and 8 o'clock in the morning I was there at Space Application Center, sitting in the lobby. My interview happened at 8:30 in the evening. 12.5 hours I was waiting there because the candidates were so many. So the people sitting inside also got tired. So if I would have behaved in a very different way, they would have simply told me to end the interview and go. But you have to be very patient. You have to listen patiently. If you not understanding the question, you can ask them, sir, I didn't get this part. Can you please repeat? Okay. But don't bluff. Don't just speak anything and go away. That is very unprofessional. Okay. So that is another point. Then this is the basic, whatever I told you till now is the basic preparation, how you have to do, what all can be asked, and how to basically behave in the interview. Okay. Now, one thing which can make you slightly different from others, like Supantha was saying that some luck should be there. Sometimes you can make your own luck. How? I'll tell you. There will be some moments, feel good moments in the interview. You have to make that. Okay. Be pleasant, be smile. I can always smile to the people who are asking. Don't overdo it. Just be very calm. Okay. And one thing is, sometimes they will be asking you what are the, sometimes only they'll be asking you what are the projects going on. If do you know or not what is the launch vehicle technology going on for aerospace people basically. What are the launch vehicles going on? Just have an idea of what ISRO is doing versus what the competitors are doing. Okay. Don't go in the interview for ISRO without knowing what ISRO is doing. That is very bad. For any company you go, not even ISRO, any company you go, you have to learn something about the company as well as the competitors. What is SpaceX doing? What is this fellow doing here? So all these things, you just have a read about it. Okay. Any recent failure is there. Now, Sunita Williams is stuck in the space. For what she is stuck? Just have an idea of it. You don't need to, mug up anything. Just like a story, remember this happened. If they are somehow they touch the topic and you tell them, they'll know that this candidate is really serious about space science and he has, read and he has come. That is a positive, what we can say, you are writing your own, luck with your own hands by doing such kind of, good activities. So that is the really good point that I will try to mention. I usually mention to my juniors that you have to do like this. You have to read about ISRO and other competitors also before going the launch vehicles, that technology, whatever. Okay. So these are the things from my side. Now I think we can have an interactive session if anybody has questions.
Manohar, you can ask students to raise their hands and then you can coordinate.
Yes, thank you. And students, now the platform is open for questions. If there are no questions, hello? Am I audible?
Yes, Manohar, you are audible. Some students have raised their hand. Simran Thomre, you can go ahead.
I can see people raising their hand. They can speak, right? And they can mention whether they are from avionics or aerospace, whatever.
Simran, you are not...
Simran Thomre.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think
Simran, you're not audible. Please check your mic. Okay, we'll proceed with Santosh. Santosh, please ask.
Santosh, you are also not audible. Santosh, you are still not audible. Pavan, can you check if people are facing some difficulty with audio? Can anyone else from the audience try to speak?
No, Bhaiya.
Or we can make it this way. If they are not able to speak, they can just type it in the chat. We can read it because I don't know why they are not able to speak.
I think it is a good idea. We can open the chat box.
Right, chat box is open. And Nitish Bhaiya, can you try to speak? I can see that your mic is on, but we cannot hear you.
Mustafa, audio.
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, so I can speak.
So yes, attendees can speak, that means. So there is no issue with the setting of the meeting. It could be the mic of the participants.
Yeah.
Students can type in their questions in the chat box. And if your mic is working, you can unmute and ask the questions to the speakers. Thank you to Dinesh and Supantha for the very insightful talk. I request the students to maximally utilize the time left and ask their questions.
Sir, am I audible, sir? Hello?
Yes, Subarna, you are audible. Please ask the question.
Sir, this is Subarna Vaishnav from Avionics Department. I'm presently in my fourth year, 7th semester. So my question is is it worth it to join ISRO? Because back sometime when Somnath sir came, they directly told us that we don't need him. So is it worth it to join ISRO as an IIST?
Dinesh, maybe you can answer this.
Sorry, is it for me?
Dinesh and Supantha, you can choose if you want to answer a question like this. I request the students to limit the questions to ICRB interview prep.
I also have the same opinion.
If the students have any doubt on how to prepare for the interview, how to face the interview, what are the important topics that have to be read, which have more chance of being asked in the interview, you can structure your questions like that, and the speakers will be able to answer those.
Sir, my question is that means I am from IST third year. So, what is the weightage of interview to CGPA? Means how will be? Means interview will be more focused on CGPA criteria of above bar means eligible for interview and for recruitment. Then which will be weighted higher, and 50-50, 60-40, or how it will be evaluated?
Well, I think for written, earlier I'll tell you about the background of this one. Written, there was 0% weightage for ICRB and 100% weightage on interview in 2017, 18 and 19.
ICRB
After that,
like
the
that only.
pattern... No, pattern changed.
Oh,
now
okay.
written has some other weightage and interview has some other weightage. The current recruitment which is going on through ICRB, written is having some, I think 20-30% weightage, something is there.
Okay, I joined in 2021,
now,
that time also it was same only, like...
but now currently it's changed. Currently I'm in touch with people, it is changed.
Okay.
So now, what I think is just the thinking, because unless the paper comes in front of you, don't believe anything. I think they will give some weightage to CGPA also. It cannot be simply, discarded. Maybe 50-50. So you have to maintain a good CGPA. That is for sure. But that is still yet to be declared. It will come as a paper to your university.
Sir, and for ICRB, does it take 1 year after the advertisement for interview and all process? Means just like PSUs, or it takes time? Means 1 year around for completion of the process in ICRB. Means I want to know that usually.
Actually, when ICRB is unpredictable, because in 2017-18, 4 or 5 recruitments back-to-back happened. Another 2 months, 3 months, it was happening so fast. And the recent what is happening from 2021, it is sluggish, almost 3 years over. So you cannot say. It is highly dependent on the kind of recruitment. You cannot say what it is delayed. Sometimes COVID is there, sometimes other things are there. So in between, gate recruitment started, so the ICRB did not go very well. So it is very unpredictable. Usually it should finish within a year. Okay.
Sir, in future, recruitment through GATE will be there or only ICRB means? For,
and that I won't be able to comment on that.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, this is Pawan. I got a question from my friend. He is asking about, will ICRB panel ask about the different software skills? I mean, they will also ask on the questions related to software. I mean, programming, sir.
See, generally they won't ask specific to any software. Like for me, one instance I can tell is that from control system they were asking me some questions like how will you assess the stability of these things. So they asked casually like which tool you will use for this. So that time I told MATLAB only I will use. So they were okay with that. So they were not, as far as I know, they were not like they will not ask for any particular like you have to know Python or you have to know MATLAB only. If your concept is clear, then you can use any programming language or anything. And from my personal experience, I will also say while working also, it is not that you need to know some particular language or something. Say some programming you are doing something. If something is required, you can then and there learn and you can little bit implement. Like your need, what is there, you can just get it done. That's it. It is not like that fully things like for say some simple RAM reading or something, you need to do it in C. So for that it is not required that you need to know the entire C, all data structures you need to know. It is not like that. So further Dinesh can also say if something is there.
I believe there are no questions asked. I have seen a lot of previous year interviews. In fact, I was trying to tell you, I will share some of them on my LinkedIn, where previous interview questions I will try to get all from my colleagues and seniors. I'll just put it on my LinkedIn so that you can all join me and just see that. There are almost no questions. I've never seen for aerospace mechanical this question being asked for programming language and stuff. So I don't think so it will be asked.
This is Manohar, Dinesh sir. To add to this point, from mechanical point of view, knowing or having an idea of like core mechanical software like AutoCAD, SolidWorks or ANSYS, will it be a benefit of point for candidates, even though if they not ask any questions related to that, somehow if a candidate expresses that he has skills in such software, will it be a point of attraction or helpful on that candidate side?
Yeah, it will be. Definitely, biodata form will have no technical skill something. So you have added. So maybe if they want some fellow to work in structures area, they will recruit that person. No, they will have a definite recruitment requirement for what they are recruiting. They will be knowing. Even though we are not knowing, the seniors will be knowing. So they will be searching for those skills. And if they see that those skills are present in your biodata and you are performing well in the interview, you will be recruited. So definitely it is going to help.
Right, thank you. Next we have Devesh. Devesh, you can ask.
Sir, actually I had a question. Does the preparation for the interview matches with that of the gate preparation?
You mean to say the gate preparation, if you do, then whether you will be able to attempt interview also and clear. Is it what you are asking?
Yes, sir. Is it on similar lines?
Yeah, it is 70 to 80% on similar lines. But as I told you, learning the concepts alone will help you clear gate or any other exam. Explaining those concepts to the person sitting in front of you will help you clear the interview. That is the difference. Knowing the concepts alone may not be enough. You have to be thorough enough to explain it to somebody else. Okay. And also accept the questions or the queries put on those concepts. You have to be able to explain it to them. Okay. So that is the difference.
Okay, if your question is answered, next we have Deepak. Deepak, you may please proceed.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes, Deepak, you can proceed. You mention your background and what is your question about?
Sir, I am from 4th year avionics background. Sir, my question is like, what are the most asked topic or go-to topic for them to a ECA student? Like,
there is no.
like
It is not.
Egypt.
Yeah, I understood. You are asking what is the common topics they will ask. So it is there
Yes,
is
sir.
nothing like that it is common, but say this electronics means say analog communication, then EM theory, control systems. All this they will expect you to know the basic things. They will expect you to know. So as far as I know, and previous year interview questions what I have gone through, mostly like communication is one of the favorite topic of ISRO. That they will be very happy to ask question. If you like, as I told, they will ask this favorite subjects or what subjects you have studied. So in that, communication is one of the strong point, like that they are very fond of communication. And second is EM theory, third is control system, and fourth is analog electronics. Analog and digital also they will ask, and some part they may ask from this microprocessor and microcontrollers also. Those part are also like because see, whatever avionics work is going on in ISRO, that will be their common topic only. So that's what Dinesh also told. You must know that what are the works going on. Say in any satellite, communication is the common thing, so that will be required only, and power systems is also required. So for that, this analog electronics and control systems, these are like basic things. So you can consider these things as it will be common only. So that is the thing. Am I able to answer your question? Or?
Will there be mathematics also involved in that?
Actually, see, they don't expect in the interview that you solve a question. So it is not like a gate, like when you are preparing for gate, as the last question was there. So you have to solve some questions. So in interview, they will not expect you to solve the questions, but conceptually you should know it. You may not need to, like mathematics means derivation or something you should know, that is yes, but numerical solutions you may not, that is not required also in interviews. So because it is a 20-25 minutes interview only, so they won't tell you to ask and solve like you solve this question or something like that.
Sir, question is for you, Supantha Sen, sir. Sir, will they consider EC students for ML fields, I mean machine learning fields?
Yeah, they will consider means see after from ICRB, as I will tell. So after selection, you will be posted at any center. For ICRB, they don't give any preference also. So if I am posted somewhere, and in ISRO, like once you are recruited, you are a scientist here. So maybe I am little bit wrong, but my experience is like that. You are a scientist here. You are not like your designation will not be like you are scientist electronics or scientist mechanical. So if you are posted somewhere, like say in some division or something where ML work is going on, then you will be able to work on that. And it is not like that you never able to work or something. If you are really interested in machine learning, once you get into it, you can change your division or something also, and you can express the things to management that you are interested to work in this domain. That is also possible. So it is not like that they won't being from electronics, they won't allow you to work on that. It is not like that. So that is what it is.
Thank you, sir. Also, one of my friend also asking another question. I am receiving the questions in my WhatsApp, so I am asking it. They are unable to open. I mean, they are unable to mute their mic is not working. So another one is asking that letter of recommendation can be submitted, or do the panelists consider these
For
for
ICRB,
joining
there
in
is
the
nothing
ISRO?
like letter of recommendation, if I am right. But for
Okay.
IIST, I am not sure they will. It is there or not.
Okay.
Are you informed about any LORs to be submitted? As far as I am concerned, till now, nothing was mentioned. We'll check it up.
Nothing was.
We'll discuss it.
We were
Okay.
not asked to submit any LOR or something like that. Maybe Dinesh can also say.
Hello. Good afternoon, sir. Sir, this is Vishal from M.Tech Aerodynamics and Flight Mechanics second year. My question is to Dinesh, sir. Sir, maximum of the students are from aerospace background. So we have to give our ICRB exam as under the mechanical scheme. What are the important subjects that we need to learn? Because fluid mechanics and thermodynamics, these subjects we learn in our B.Techs and M.Techs, but there are a few subjects of mechanical that we don't learn. So what are the important subjects that are needed for cracking ICRB and interview and exam?
Well, I will give a broad answer to that because I also want you people to take a small initiative. You have to check the previous 20 years of ISRO interview questions, first of all. Slightly, if you go through, you'll understand what they're asking. But just to help you out, in the thermal side, thermodynamics, heat transfer, fluid mechanics, and fluid machinery. Okay, these topics, that is turbo machinery, these topics will be asked. And when you are focusing on the design side, then strength of material, theory of machine or dynamics of machinery, then production, manufacturing, okay, that, and machine design. And some part of industrial engineering also is being asked, CPM part, all those things, okay. This will actually form the design area, okay. So these are the broadly, I've covered almost 90% of the subjects being asked. Okay. I hope that answers your question. And also, please go through the previous year question. That gives you a lot of boost. You will come to know how much percentage of questions you already know. Okay.
Yes, sir. So you also mentioned that you will tell that in last how to know.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm going to consolidate. I've already got 3 or 4 interview questions from different people. I'm going to consolidate some 5, 6. And then maybe put up over my LinkedIn. So you can just see from there. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, I'm Mayur from 4th year Aerospace Department. I had a general doubt. So my doubt is that like ICRB interview will consist of technical problems being asked, but will there also be mock-up scenarios being asked, such that like there is some project issue and they're asking us to solve the problem? How will we approach it?
You mean some kind of case study they are giving you and telling you how to solve that case particularly? I don't think so. It will be like this.
So only technical based and
mostly technical. They don't expect you to be, so fluent in taking decisions and all. Basically, it's technically you're sound or not. That's all they have asked till now. Okay.
Okay. Fine. Thank you, sir.
Sir, this is question to you, Dinesh sir. One of my friend from aerospace background, his doubt is there any weightage split on different domains like aerospace, like fluids and the structures, like in the ICRB?
No, there is no weightage and stuff. It's how you drive the interview. Suppose they're asking you some questions related to fluid mechanics. The way you give an answer will actually give them an idea to ask the next question. Okay, your next question will be made up of the answer you give now. Okay, so it's based on you how you're going to give the answer. Okay, as well as sometimes they may ask you what is the favorite subject. So they will mention something. Based on that, they will ask you. Okay, so there is no question of weightage given to a particular subject or a particular structure or whatever. Okay, so that is what you are asking, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that is my answer.
Dinesh, Nitish here. One question for students' benefit I wanted to ask you. How should the preparation be just one day before the interview for students?
Okay.
Like you have been through
Are you asking that? Are you asking in the way that they have studied for the whole year
Yes.
and then one day has come? That is what you're asking, right?
No. They have studied whole year, and the interview is approaching. And how should they revise? In the sense, just one day before, what should they study, or they should not study at all?
Yeah, I got your question. Okay. Basically, people who have, I'll just tell you the ICRB written point of view first, how we do it. I have short notes with me, which I have prepared over the 1 year. And that short notes is the crisp and condensed form of the things I have learned in the 4 years. So if I want to revise my mechanical engineering, I can do it in within 12 hours. Okay. So when you are studying for an interview, for a technical interview, if you have a small scribbling pad, you try to, condense the notes and make it like, some 30-40 pages per chapter or per subject. That's all, not more than that. So that all your things, maximum 2 to 50 pages, everything comes into one notebook. Okay. So I used to revise that one day before. Okay. And mostly, whatever you have learned in the whole year, 8 to 10 months, last day if you revise, nothing is going to change as such. Okay. So I would prefer that you don't take a lot of load. Only revise something you already know. Some short notes you revise. Okay. Some graphs, some diagrams, some important equations. That much only you revise. You take a very good sleep, 8 to 10 hours, so that you have the courage and you have the energy to battle the next day. Okay. So it's not like an exam. So don't, stay up all night and try to do a lot of things. Okay. That is not required. So Nitish, it is something like this, that you have to, keep watering the plant the whole year. And one day before that, you have to take a good care of the plant so that next day you are able to perform. Okay. Something like this.
Thank you, Dinesh. Nicely summarized. Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other students would like to bring out their questions?
I received one more question.
Yes.
One of my friend Abhinav from EC mentioned, he's asking that at the beginning of the meeting, sir said that we need to submit some forms. I mean, what is all covered in that? I mean, do they ask CV in that also?
Can you come again? In the beginning, you told form we have to fill, right?
We need to submit some forms, right? Yeah. What is covered in that form? I mean, also they ask the CV or a resume.
It's not CV. They call it a biodata. There is a form where your credentials, what you have studied, what is your name, and what is the project, and what is the degree you completed, something like that. I don't know whether it will be like eligible. You are eligible to fill that form because ICRB means all over India. They have to collect the data. But for you, already data will be there. So only if that form is there, you have to fill that form. Else it is not required, I think. And whatever is there already, it's a very basic data. Okay, it's not nothing great in it. Only thing is you have to, one section will be there that your skills or something is there that you can mention that you have attended so many conferences or you have published some papers. Okay, your project is this, that. That thing you can mention. There's a small capture, like area given there to write. So nothing great in that.
And to answer to that, even when in our time when there was no interview, we were also given a form. But however, as the minister said, it will not have much of a impact or weightage towards the interview. It's a basic data.
It's not weightage. It's simply getting your information. That's all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions we have from students? I would like to ask one question. I would like to mention also, it's kind of you that you said you would provide us a link with the material related to previous questions. I would like to request you if there is any such reference material of anything containing about previous questions or anyone sharing their experience, and also are there any groups where we can join and get some experience of other ICRB candidates?
I would let you know if there is a group. Some of my juniors had asked from me and I had guided them. But I'm still waiting for the interviews to get over. Once those interviews get over, then only I'm going to disturb them. So that way I'll let you know. Anyways, I am going to share the interview from them directly on my LinkedIn. That definitely you can see. Okay.
Definitely.
And if any person has any doubt and they have not asked here, they can put a question to me over LinkedIn also. I'll try to answer. Okay. So no issues.
Yeah, we have Surya Prakash. Someone raised your hand.
Hello, sir. I am Surya Prakash, B.Tech third year, electronics. Sir, I wanted to ask, does the past project experience and number of internship affects the overall impression of a candidate in the interview and selection process?
Yeah, past projects and past internship, if you have done somewhere, that is a good thing. But they may ask some questions out of that, so prepared for that. That is the one thing I will say. It is not that you are telling that you have done some internship in something, and if they are asking, you are unable to answer. So be prepared with that. That is actually, if you are able to answer, that is a plus point only for you.
Yes, Shipala. I think you can proceed. I think he has left. Any other questions from other students?
Hello, sir.
Yes. May I know who this is? You may proceed if you have a question. Yeah, Bhargav.
I am from avionics department, sir. I am Bhargav. I just want to know, these fundamentals is enough, like for GATE, we will just prepare like first 2 years and we don't really go into the satellite communication or these navigations. Like, is fundamentals enough for the interviews?
Yeah, can you repeat? I didn't understood what you are asking.
Like, do we need to go deep into the subjects while preparing for the interviews? Or just
See, actually, it
basic concepts?
Basic concepts only they will start, and how you answer based on that, they will go deeper also. They can go deeper also, they may not go deeper also. So, what my suggestion is, like at B.Tech level, what the most you can do is you can do, that is fine. Basic, if you are able to answer, and some deeper questions if they are asking and you are unable to answer, that is also fine. That is not a negative point actually. So, but basics, at least you should be 100% thorough. That is what my suggestion is.
Sir, I have one general question. In the interview, my favorite subject is DSP and the VLSI, but I don't have any interest in the RF side. In the interview, I answered the questions related to DSP and the VLSI related domains. Will I get placed according to that domain in the ISRO centers, or how it is like that?
See, for ICRB, there is nothing like that. That posting was random only, as far as I know. But from the interview point of view, if you say, if they have asked you your favorite subject, you have told this DSP and VLSI, and you have answered all the questions of DSP and VLSI, mostly they will select you. It is not that like that. The RF also you have to know, but basics of RF you should know. It is not like that basic question they are asking, like very simple questions, what is modulation and all that also you are not knowing, then that is a negative point. Otherwise it is fine. So basics you revise, and this DSP and VLSI, if you know in depth, that is fine.
To add to his question, apart from the subject of interest, suppose my area of internship or project has been in specific domain, and I specifically mention it, will that can it be projected in such a way that I would like to work in this area, or I would like to be placed in such a center?
Generally, actually, for ICRB, they didn't ask this options and all, so that I am not sure. But say if you have done something, then question like if you have in specific domain, if you have done that internship, then mostly they will ask from that domain only. But place of posting, that is I am not sure. I can't comment on how they will post you.
Dinesh sir, you have any idea about the placement to any center with respect to our interview performance or our areas
no
of
idea.
Okay.
Oh, no idea, because that is the question even ICRB people are asking. No idea about placements, where they will post it.
Okay. Pawan, do you have any questions from your fellow students and friends?
No, sir. I think I didn't receive any questions.
Yeah, if at all there are any questions, we would drop in the messages, the LinkedIn profiles of Supantha Sen sir and Dinesh sir. You can contact them.
Sir, one question is that will the panel give us introduction about us?
Sometime they will ask, sometime actually what happened in my case was I have seen what of my friends' case is like they have that biodata form in front of them, no? So this introduction, sometime they will ask introduce yourself, or sometime they will ask okay, you have done B.Tech from this college, so what you have worked, like some specific things they will ask. Sometimes I have seen people they have asking you introduce yourself, but mostly I have not seen because they have all the biodata in front of them, so from there they will refer mostly.
Okay, sir. Also, will they assess the team player roles in the projects done in team base? Actually, in B.Tech, we done many projects like that in a team base. Will they assess that also?
Yeah, that is good only if you mention in that biodata, or if you get some opportunity and if you are confident enough, you can speak that I have done in this. If you get some opportunity to speak about what you have done, so you speak about that I have done this mini project on this thing, and you can drive your interview like that. They will ask mostly from
okay,
there.
Sir, thank you.
Next question.
Thank you, sir.
So I think if
does anyone has any other questions? If you are not able
if at all they have any questions,
text me also.
Yeah. We almost had a 75-minute session, and if at all you have any questions, you can forward it to Pavan, your student coordinator, or any of us in alumni group, or you can also reach out to our speakers. I'll share their LinkedIn profiles. Dinesh sir and Supantha sir, if you are okay, shall we formally conclude the session?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. And one thing is that this from EC side also, I collected during my preparation. I had many questions I have collected. So that I will search, and if possible, I will post it in my LinkedIn or somewhere. So, and my own interview experience I had long back posted in Quora. So that also I will forward in LinkedIn if it will be helpful for anybody.
Definitely, sir. It will be helpful. And yes, thank you. So, sir, we come here to conclusion of session. Thank you, Dinesh sir and Supantha sir, for voluntarily coming out to us upon our request. And in fact, the session was more insightful than what we have expected. Apart from the technical details as well as the domains we have to cover, you also brought out your experiences and also other aspects of how to face and be present and prepare for the interview. I hope this session was helpful for the students. and it will give them a boost and kick start for them to start preparation for their interviews. Any other help, any other doubts, they can freely approach any of us anytime. They're free to approach us. And thank you all students, thank you speakers, and if you are comfortable, I would like to request you to switch on your camera for a little while so that we'll take a snap. It is for the sake of our poster, we want to make it as a token of our session.
For me, it's okay. Turn on.
Yeah, Dinesh sir and Supantha sir, just camera. Dinesh sir, you are able to hear me? Yes. Yes, thank you. Really, thank you, sir. This initiative was taken up for sake of students. I don't know. I personally felt this would really help students for both getting a kind of initiation for starting the preparation and also on different aspects of how to attend to this interview. Right, sir? You hear me? Yeah, just cheers for a snap.
Manoj sir, can you also open the video?
Yeah, I'm not a speaker. I'm just okay. I'm just back from my office little late. Yeah. Thank you, sir. With very short notice, you have accepted to come to us and deliver this talk. I'm really thankful. I hope this was helpful for students as well. I'll get in touch once I may come to URSC or LPSC. I'll try to meet you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, for sure. We'll meet.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much giving this opportunity to interact with you. Also, I think this is a good experience as to get the clear insight of how the interview go in the ICRB. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We'll conclude it here. Thank you all students for actually participating.